What's up everyone? As the house guests prepare for the next eviction of Big Brother 27, one house guest has came under fire after some believe she crossed the line. We've got so much to talk about, so welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started folks, if you are new around here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I'm here every single day giving you everything you need to know about what's going on inside that crazy house. Plus I'm also covering the challenge, Bachelor in Paradise, with lots more content coming this fall. So make sure you hit the subscribe button there folks, and also the like button. The like button is that little thumbs up down there. It takes all of 0.2 seconds just to click the little thing, and it helps me more than you even know with the YouTube algorithm as a smaller content creator. And one more thing folks, I do put a lot of effort into these videos, so if you feel like buying me a coffee, think of it as tipping your waiter who's just giving you a plate of Big Brother information. Please consider leaving a super thanks or hitting up my PayPal link in the description below. But without further ado, let's get to the update. Question of the day now folks, and this one is a Big Brother classic. Who do you think is the greatest to never win the game? We always talk about Dr. Will and Derek and Dan and all these folks who've won the game, but let's talk about Danielle, let's talk about Vanessa, Nokomis, Diane, those kind of folks. Who do you think is the best to never win Big Brother? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright gang, happy Wednesday. If you are watching this on Wednesday, you know what day it is today. Gonna have a little special guest a little bit later, as we do on Wednesdays folks, but we need to talk about the nominees first. Zach, Vince and Keanu, all three will face eviction on Thursday night until the blockbuster. One of them will win the blockbuster and pull themselves away from eviction, leaving two on the block. But one thing I wanted to point out was that a good majority of Tuesday for all three of them, Zach, Keanu and Vince, all three are hustling hard to stay. For me, this has been my favourite week of Big Brother 27 so far, because I feel like the vote is constantly changing and going around in this little whirlpool of house guests. But not only that, everybody's trying to get done what they want to get done. You know, Ava, she put those three on the block. They've stayed on the block, which means she's sending somebody out the door that she doesn't trust, that she isn't going to have good rapport with her. You know, all three of those are not going to benefit Ava's game. So no matter who goes this week, it's been a successful one for Ava. And as for the nominees, all three of them are trying really hard. So far, I feel like we've had at least one nominee every single week who's just like, I'm kind of done, I want to quit. And I'm like, and we just find ourselves screaming at the screen, you know, in these updates. But I can't say that this week. Zach, Vince, Keanu, they're all doing me very proud. I want to applaud every single one of them. We should all just take a moment to just say, well done boys, because all three of them actually really trying to campaign to stay in the house, because it's so close. Don't stop campaigning. Never stop campaigning. This is testament to that, because the second you stop, you could pull behind and then all of a sudden the vote switches up. But right now, everything is looking so freaking even, which I didn't think it would be, at the point where I'm just so impressed that they're all trying and not giving up. So good for all three of those boys, but of course, only one of them will actually end up leaving the door. Comic relief moment of the day was Keanu in the gym with a couple of the girls. They were doing squats together, and I will remind everybody that Keanu is currently dressed as a butler, so he's got a suit jacket on, a tie. You know, he looks like he looks like he's called Jeeves basically, but the shtick is he's the butler, emphasis on but. So he's got a gigantic caboose that would make Kim Kardashian proud, with a tray on the back of it. So anyway, he's squatting and his pants rip while he's mid-squat. Everybody in the room burst out laughing, Keanu included. It was one of those very funny moments where I recommend if you can find the clip online. I know people always go, Tom, show the clips. It's not as easy as that. I don't own the rights to those clips, so I can't do that. But if you can find the clip online, you'll probably find it on Twitter somewhere. Just search Keanu squats. Actually, no, you might find something else that might come up there. I don't even know. Search at your own risk, but a very funny moment where Keanu squat, and then 1, 2 low, and then kaboom, and it all came out. Now, while both of them would probably ever struggle to admit it, Rachel and Keanu working together could benefit them both greatly. They have been at each other's throats when they have not needed to be, because they're not in a position where they can do this rivalry, because they both need numbers badly. They need to realise that. And with the crack of Vince's side of the house this week, no pun intended, with him dressed as an egg, basically we've got a situation where I feel like Rachel and Keanu are actually starting to talk to one another more. I talked in yesterday's update about how Rachel actually told Kelly and Keanu about the heavy hitters, and Keanu has been sat on that all day. He's been thinking, and it's led him to the conclusion that Vince is running things. So he's actually started to realise that as well now. So we're starting to see these moving pieces of Keanu was here and Rachel was there, and then they started doing that, and then all of a sudden it's going like this, and I'm thinking only a few more incidents and they could end up working together. It would be the most unexpected alliance in Big Brother history, because those two have had shouting matches with one another. But I think deep down, even though neither of them wants to acknowledge it, I think they both know that working together could actually help them greatly. If they do realise this, they could be one of the most iconic duos in Big Brother history. We've had a lot of great duos, but literally nobody expected Jason and Danielle working together in 3, but nobody would expect Keanu and Rachel to be working together. Do I think they are going to put their feelings aside? I think Rachel's more likely to do it. See, if you asked me 10 years ago, Rachel then couldn't have done this. But Rachel's more mature now, and I feel mature, and I feel like she realizes now that she shouldn't lead with emotions in every single decision. She still does to some extent, but I feel like there's more reflection on Rachel, and I think she actively is trying to make those moves to work with Keanu. Keanu is the issue here. He, I think, is more hesitant on working with Rachel, and I don't blame him. Who would want to get into bed with the veteran in the game when realistically she should be heading out the door? But Vince making that realization, can't get my words out, Keanu making that realization that Vince is running the show kind of stemmed from what the information that Rachel told him. That's got to count for something in some trust building between the two. In the Big Brother week, Wednesdays are always a day where we look at who is going to be voted out the house, especially now that we have the Big Brother blockbuster twist permanently implemented into Big Brother. It allows for more conversation and discussion on who could be going depending on who wins the blockbuster. And for the past couple of weeks, I've brought on a special guest discussing the vote scenarios, and this week makes absolutely no difference. So once again, folks, I introduce to you my wonderful partner and moderator on the channel, the amazing Sam. Welcome to Sam's Scenarios.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Tom.
That is quite okay. I want no accent mocking this week.
Okay. So, for this week's vote scenarios, it is a lot more exciting and interesting than it has been. So I'm actually really excited to talk about this today. So, again, I always do a refresher just in case, but we've got Keanu, Vinny, and Zach all on the block. Hallelujah for Kelly. She must be feeling that way right now. So the first scenario we've got today is Keanu versus Vinny. In that case, it's looking like Keanu would be out the door. If it's Vinny versus Zach, it would be Vinny out the door in the egg costume, which would be pretty funny. But Zach versus Keanu, it would be Zach going out the door. So, as things have unraveled, we've seen that Zach did not use his power. Stupid mistake. So Zach better hope that either himself or Vinny wins the BB Blockbuster, or else he's out the door. But I just want to take another second to talk about Zach not using his power. Sigh. Just a big, massive sigh. Zach is not in a good enough position to be not using his power right now. He's either got to win the blockbuster or Vinny wins the blockbuster, or else he'll be out the door. And Julie, if it was back in season 3, she'd be smacking him over the head, just like Marcellus not using the veto on himself. So Zach, you better be ready. All right, so bringing it back to Zach versus Vinny. If it's against those two, Vinny's gone, and he's going to be out with the egg costume. That would be pretty funny. Like, game talk aside, that would be really funny if he, walks out the door in the egg costume. Yep, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. So if it's Keanu versus Vinny, Keanu is out the door. And then the whole house wouldn't have a big shield anymore. So I think people would be scrambling a little bit if Keanu went out the door. So this week is definitely going to be a lot more interesting than the past weeks. Of all of my time covering the vote scenarios on this channel, it has never been so different and exciting. So in every single scenario, it's somebody else. It's something different here. We're mixing it up. So it's a lot more fun, and it makes it so that whoever wins the blockbuster, it actually like means something in terms of where the vote's gonna go. Yeah, so that's the votes, folks.
I said no accent. Thank you as always, Sam. I appreciated that so much. Let's move on to the next update, folks. Let's get a hand for Sam. Sam actually is under the weather today. You can't tell it. Sam completely bossed their way through that, so can we get a hand for Sam? Not feeling too well, but she still insisted on coming on and doing the vote scenarios, and to me, that's a trooper. So a massive hand for Sam right there, folks. But the next update is based on Zach. Zach actively asked the cameras, nay, America, yesterday, if he can have a power. He said, America, can you give me a power to save myself? You have one! You have one, bro! Have we just forgotten about it? And we're just asking for another one? See, this is why it's going to be even more funny if Zach walks out the door. I'm not rooting for anyone in particular to leave this week because every single one of them's fighting to stay, which I love. But I am also, there's something in my big brother heart that just says if you had a power and you didn't use it to save yourself, I hope your ass gets humbled by Miss Julie Chen Moonves. Don't forget the Moonves. And don't forget that you've got a power already, Zach. Stop asking America for another one when you've already got one and you didn't use it. Mind-blowing. Folks, it's that time of year again where the backyard has been shut halfway through the week because there is a specific competition coming. It is the wall comp. Expect the wall comp at the end of this week, folks. I say the end of this week. Tomorrow, we will likely see them battling it out on the wall. I guess that's as good as time as ever to ask who do we all think is going to win the wall. I'll probably do that tomorrow as the question of the day. But start to get your thinking hats on, folks, because the wall is coming and it's always a great time on live feeds to watch that one. Always a highlight of the Big Brother calendar year when the wall comes around. Now, this next update, I really don't... I'm a bit disappointed in delivering this one. I think since the dawn of time with Big Brother, I don't really like it when people's families get brought into it. I'm all for drama, I'm all for people shouting at each other and cursing at each other and screaming at the top of their lungs, but when you bring family into it, that's where it's a little bit of a line, and I feel like a lot of people feel this way. You know, I loved Howie back on Big Brother 6 and 7, but I didn't like when he was... You know, I know he gave April a lot of crap, but then when he would bring family in and the dog in, I didn't like that. I still like Howie on a personal level, you know. He's entertaining. But Mickey has crossed the family line in the past 24 hours in regards to Rachel. This has nothing to do with the fact that I like Rachel. I would say this for anyone, and it's just... It's a tough one. I'm going to read out what she said. It comes across as incredibly harsh. She's talking about Rachel feeling threatened by her and how she feels like Rachel's coming for her, and she turns around to Will. It's always Will. Will's like the agony aunt of the house, and that's testament to Will's social game where people go to vent to him. And she says, like, I will literally cut you down and you will look really embarrassed in front of your husband and your children, and I don't want to do that. So it's like, don't come for me. It was very much along those lines. There might have been one or two ands and buts in there that I didn't get. But yeah, that was the gist of it. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Like, it's one thing bringing up the husband, but then the kids. She's got kids that are like this young children, and saying you're going to embarrass. I think that's... Mickey has gone down so much in my estimation. She was my favourite in the preseason, like my favourite, my definitive favourite. But as the weeks have gone on, I've started to realise that this is a lady who I feel like is... I think she's got a lot of hate in her heart. I hate to say that. I don't like to say that at all. But to bring that up and go, I don't want to do it. It sounds like you do want to do it. It sounds like you want to try and embarrass Rachel in front of her husband and kids. I didn't like that. It just seemed very vindictive in the way she said it. It crossed the line for me. That's just me on a personal level. And I'm delivering you guys the updates so you can make all the decisions you want to make with the information I give you. But yeah, I didn't like that. And I know there's a lot of people who wouldn't like that either. Not cool. Not cool at all. I just don't think you should bring in and insult people's families and try and make them feel small in front of their children or husband. I can imagine her getting really annoyed if someone said that about her. But Mickey just seems like she's on a one-person path, and I don't really know what's going on in her mind, but I'm feeling like she's starting to lose the plot in this house. But yeah, I'm going to read that again. I will literally cut you down and you will look really embarrassed in front of your husband and your children. And I don't want to do that. So it's like, don't come for me. Yeah. Once again, if I was an aura reader, aura painter, just like Ava, I would say there's a lot of negativity there, not a lot of positivity coming from her. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. Some good updates there. Can I get another shout out for Sam? Sam did amazing. It's becoming a staple now on Wednesdays. Sam's Scenarios, I feel like, is a good name for it. Just a remarkable job. And I also, it's nice to see some other insight on the game, coming out of this channel. And I just want to thank everybody for the warm love and welcome that you've all given to Sam. You're finally getting to see the person I fell in love with and why I fell in love with them, because they're absolutely remarkable. So once again, folks, can we get another hand for Sam? I want to remind everybody, I'm doing a mail opening video soon, so get your postcards in, get your packages in. There's still time for that. I'll be opening them all up in one video. I'm trying to get a postcard from every single state or country for that matter, anywhere over the globe. If you're looking at this video right now and you're thinking, should I send Tom one in? Hey, I'm looking at you right now. Do it. I'm gonna push you a little bit. If you're thinking, I've been thinking about it, do it. This is the little push that you need. I hope to hear from you all soon, folks, by using the address on the screen. We've got some super thanks today, folks, so we're going to close out with those. The first one is from the ever wonderful and amazing, supportive Super Christian Meworld. I'm going to throw theirs on the screen right now because it's pretty long. We got some good anime recommendations in there as well and some funny comments, so check that out on the screen right now. Once again, condolences to you, Super Christian Meworld, in your pursuit of Morgan. She only has eyes for Zach. But thank you so much on the recommendations there for the anime. The one that tickles my fancy the most, if that's a phrase I can use on YouTube, would be the original Sin one that you mentioned. The Takopi. Is it Takopi? I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Takopi's original Sin. The alien falling in love and learning about human things sounds really interesting to me. I want to check that out for sure. That sounds great. I'm gonna put that down on my phone when I'm done. I'm gonna write that in my notes and I'm gonna check that out soon. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Have a great day, Super Christian. I appreciate you, my friend. Next up, we've got the wonderful David Cushmore. David Cushmore says, Tom, hi there. For eviction night coming up, treat yourself to some Starbucks coffee and eat some M&Ms. I certainly will. Don't need Zach to stay another week unless he decides to use his power at the last minute. If Rachel takes out the two best players of the house, then she has a better chance to win the game. Morgan has to win HOH at least once. See what happens if Kelly wins HOH. Imagine if Kelly wins HOH, David. That would be insane. I'm just laughing at the thought of it. Thank you for bringing that one up. Ava has got her first win, but can she do it multiple times? Yeah, let's see. Ava has solidly put something on her resume this week, but she needs to keep building it to get to the end. You have to win the HOH multiple times to be able to win Big Brother. That I'm going to disagree with you with. I think you can win Big Brother without winning HOH, but it's very difficult to do it. But in this day and age, yes, having multiple HOHs 100% bumps your resume. The most POV wins can also help you get to the end of the game as well. Tom, eat 2 bags of M&Ms and more coffee. I should give my dentist fair warning if I'm going to do that. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day, my friend. Next up, Jexus M. Great to see you around here. Jexus M says, hey, Tom and Sam. Been watching you every day, but haven't had a chance to say hello. I'm glad you have. Happy to be following along with you for a 4th season. Wow, 4. Wow, that's unbelievable. Thank you for supporting me for that long. Not sure that I have a fave, but I'm loving Ava and Rachel. I've had high hopes for Morgan and Mickey, but they've really let me down. We're on the same wavelength, as always, Jexus. Will you be covering the new season of Only Murders in the Building? I saw the trailer drop for that yesterday, and I was giddy with excitement watching it. What an amazing show. To pull the band-aid off, I'm not going to be covering Only Murders in the Building this year, but I will say there is going to be lots of good coverage coming to TV Talks with Tom this fall. Like I said, currently I'm covering The Challenge and Bachelor in Paradise. There's more stuff coming, folks, more reality stuff coming this fall, so get excited about that. It's the first time ever where I'm starting to cover more shows and multiple times and everything like that, so keep an eye out for that one, Jex. It's great to hear from you, my friend. Next up, we've got Not Today 24. Not today, thank you so much. They say thanks, I say thank you. Not today. That's very, very generous, very, very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you ever so much, and I hope you have an amazing day, my friend. Next up, we've got the wonderful Elizabeth Hetero. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Hetero. I appreciate you ever so much. Have an amazing day, my love, and sending you so much love and hugs. Next up, we've got the great Kathleen Branham. Kathleen says, Kathleen's been a long time supporter of the channel. Kathleen says, I just want to thank you for all your great updates, and also to say thank you for helping me on my fitness journey. Oh, wow. I exercise while I watch your videos daily, and I've lost 20 pounds already. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish reading this. You're not just a live feed updater, but a fitness coach too. Lol. Well, I want to take a moment for everybody right now who's still watching this video and is enjoying the super thanks section. Can we get a hand for Kathleen? 20 pounds. That's no easy feat, guys. Massive congratulations to Kathleen there. You are doing amazing, love. We're all rooting for you. You are doing fantastic. Keep watching these updates and keep burning those pounds. We are so proud of you. You are doing freaking amazing, love. Well done, Kathleen. Next up, we've got the wonderful Sama G. Thank you so much. Sama G says, love your updates, Tom. Well, I love that comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my darling. Have an amazing day. Sending you a big hug. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. And last, but certainly not least, we've got the great Walk Off 9, who is also, you all will know as Mama on this channel. Mama, of course, kicked off the PO box, was the first person to ever send something. And Mama says, thanks for the updates, Tom. You make me laugh every day. I'm so glad. Seriously, I really am. I need to start watching your challenge updates. I love that show and always amazed how hard the challenges are. Yeah, that show, man. I'm not saying I'm enjoying it more than Big Brother, but I'm also not saying that. Not. It's really, really good. And the next episode is out tonight, which means my update will be, or my breakdown of the challenge will be coming very, very soon for that, folks. I'm having so much fun with that one. So, yeah, challenge coming soon. I dropped another postcard in the mail today. Oh, thank you. I'm sure that'll be there for the mail opening video. Maybe you can trade 5 Minnesotas for in Alaska. Yeah, I'm looking for that. Alaska and Hawaii are the ones that I've got in my mind the most. Good luck with that. I hope you're enjoying the peanut brittle. Oh boy, we enjoyed the peanut brittle. Sam, didn't we enjoy the peanut brittle?
Oh my god, it was incredible.
Oh yeah, I know. Right, listen. You said in your letter, don't let Tom eat it all. Sam, don't let Tom eat it all. I should say it's been the other way around. Good night. Thank you so much, Mama. I appreciate you ever so much. But that's all we've got time for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. Don't be saying stuff like Mickey. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to all of that wonderful stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.